sir. Now we are going to have a fireside chat about the growth potential of Hyderabad. హైదరాబాద్ ఇందాకటి నుంచి చెప్తున్నాం మనం, హైదరాబాద్ రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ రంగం చాలా గొప్పది, చాలా పెరుగుతోంది అని. ఇంకా పెరుగుతుంది కూడా. ఎంతో పొటెన్షియల్ ఉన్న ఈ స్పేస్ హైదరాబాద్ గురించి ఇప్పుడు ఒక ఫైర్ సైడ్ చాట్ జరగబోతోంది. దీనికి మోడరేటర్గా వ్యవహరించవలసిందిగా నేను శ్రీ విజయ్ సాయి మేకా గారు, హూ ఇస్ ది ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ నారెడ్కో తెలంగాణ, వారిని వేదికపైకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాను. సార్, వారి గురించి ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేయాలంటే గత 20 ఏళ్లగా ఎంతో ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ తోటి ఒక అకంప్లిష్డ్ ఇంజనీర్గా ఉంటూ ఇటు కన్స్ట్రక్షన్లోనూ అటు రియల్ ఎస్టేట్లోనూ ఎందరికో సుపరిచితులు. యాజ్ అ మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ S&S గ్రీన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్, హీ champions green building initiatives and chairs the IGBC Amaravati chapter promoting sustainability. He has served as past chairman of the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana state chapters. He pioneered tree translocation in Hyderabad and introduced the urban forest concept, enhancing environmental conservation efforts. His initiatives demonstrate a strong commitment to sustainability and community development. విజయ్ సాయి మేకా గారు మోడరేటర్గా వ్యవహరిస్తారు. మరి ఇంత గొప్ప వ్యక్తి మోడరేటర్ అయితే స్పీకర్ ఇంకెంత అద్భుతంగా ఉండాలి. నేను స్పీకర్ని కూడా ఇప్పుడు ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేయబోతున్నాను. వారెవరో కాదు, శ్రీ వేముల శ్రీనివాసులు గారు. He is from the Telangana State Civil Services 1997 batch. He joined as district registrar and presently is working as the OSD TSTSL parent organization, being Joint Inspector General for Registration and Stamps Department, Hyderabad. Prior to this posting, Mr. Srinivasulu worked as Executive Director, Andhra Pradesh Gas Infrastructure Corporation Limited, Hyderabad. He also held the post of Director of Finance in Andhra Pradesh Gas Distribution Corporation Limited. Pioneered the digitization of records in the registration department. The same is being emulated by many states in India. He actively participated in the lawmaking, amending process and policy changes concerning the department. Team building and performing as a solid unit to reach the organization goals is the main strength. Contract drafting and finalization is also one of his core strengths. Dedication and sincere approach to the accepted task are also his fundamental traits. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Vemula Srinivas Garu, the OSD to Chief Minister of Telangana State. Give a huge round of applause to Srinivasulu sir, who is joining us on the stage today. ఇంత గొప్ప వ్యక్తి ఈ రోజు దానికి ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి ద గ్రోత్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఆఫ్ హైదరాబాద్ ఇంకా ఎంత ఎత్తుకి ఎదగగలదు అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ని మన ముందర ప్రెజెంట్ చేయబోతున్నారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్ అస్ ఆన్ ద డయాస్. ఇప్పుడే సుమా కనకాల గారు కూడా విచ్చేశారు. వి వెల్కమ్ యూ మ్యామ్. శ్రీ వేముల శ్రీనివాసులు గారికి రాజ్ న్యూస్ ఎడిటర్ శివప్రసాద్ గారు బొకేని అందిస్తున్నారు. వెరీ సీనియర్ ఇన్ ద గ్రూప్ శివప్రసాద్ గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. అలాగే విజయ్ సాయి గారు కూడా బొకేని అందిస్తున్నారు. ఈ రోజు రాజ్ న్యూస్ ఇంతటి కార్యక్రమాన్ని చేపట్టింది, ఇంత అందంగా ఈ సదస్సు జరుగుతోందంటే దీనికి వీరందరూ కూడా చేసిన కృషే కారణం. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్.
బాబు ఏవి ప్రజెంటేషన్ ఒకటి ఉంది.
ప్రెజెంటేషన్ ఉందండి. గ్రోత్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఆఫ్ హైదరాబాద్ అనే ప్రెజెంటేషన్ ఉంటుంది, చూడండి.
Before it is on the screen, so what is the vision of the government in development of Hyderabad?
అందరికీ నమస్కారం అండి. First of all, I thank NAREDCO and all the organizers. Talking about Hyderabad is a lovely song always. Why we love Hyderabad is the fundamental question. We love Hyderabad because of various reasons. The first being the elevation, the altitude. We are on 600 meters above the sea level. So we are almost comfortable for 10 months except April and May. Rarely we use air condition at home other than these 2 months. That's best thing of Hyderabad.
The presentation is on the screen.
Yeah, it is then absolutely problem. This question doesn't require that.
Okay.
As we know, it's a multilingual city. Any person coming from Rajasthan, Gujarat, or Punjab, or any other place from India, he feels very comfortable. He feels he is at home. He never feels that he is in a alien town. So that's the biggest advantage for the Hyderabad. It's a multicultural city. We welcome all cultures to assimilate into this Ganga Jamna Tehzeeb, which was the quote from the Nehruvian days. And the city is common man's city. It is always, it would be, it will be in future too. Hyderabad's biggest advantage, it has no natural barriers for the development, natural hurdles. Because if you see, all the yard sites of the Hyderabad can be developed without any problem. If you take Chennai, we have sea one side and sea river one side. If you go to Vizag, sea and the mountains. So any major city, if you take one or two cities exceptions in India, Hyderabad is the best city to be developed, all the yard sites. So Hyderabad has huge potential, not only because of the geographical advantages, but also because of the HR, the human resources. Because from 1970s onwards, the government continuously has given a lot of importance to mathematics, science in the curriculum. So even CBSE students, they couldn't compete with our people, our students in the mathematics. That's the one reason for the development of the software in Hyderabad. So these are the few things why we have to love Hyderabad.
So how do you see Hyderabad growth in the coming 5 years?
Our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Revant Reddy Garu, he always says, we are not competing with any other city. We are competing with the world, the best. Why he is saying very affirmatively, with a lot of confidence. The reason being, the state's growth is about 13% per annum, as against the nation's growth of 6.5 to 7%. If we could able to clock 17% per annum, 16 to 17% next 10 years, we are reaching $1 trillion. That's the reason he always says we are going to contribute $1 trillion. We are going to be $1 trillion economy very soon. So we, Government of India or the national government, they have to cooperate with the state government, irrespective of the political affiliations. That is the reason there's a huge potentiality. So 17% is not a big task when we are already clocking at 13 to 14% per annum. So that's the one reason. And the second thing is the urbanization part. This is the most urbanized state of India. We surpassed Tamil Nadu also. So that's the one reason. And we have natural resources. Earlier speakers, they are deliberating on certain things like water. Water has been taken care of for the next 30 to 35 years because of the abundant water we can tap at Godavari and lifting it to Hyderabad. The 5 TMC water to be pumped to Hyderabad city is on the cards. So it will serve for Musi river rejuvenation as well as Hyderabad city needs.
For the information of most of the people, Srinivas garu antamundu Srinivas registration department lo unnaru. Our interaction started when he is in registration department. Most of the people మనం అంటే గవర్నమెంట్ అఫీషియల్ మనం ఎలా ఉండాలి అనుకుంటామో 90% అట్లా ఉండరు. బట్ హీ ఈజ్ ఇన్ దట్ 10% కేటగిరీ where he is actually approachable, reasonable and ground to earth. So ఎప్పుడైనా కూడా he will try to understand the problem from other side instead of saying from the government side, this is what we can do. So he will try to understand and he will try to give a solution. So in that background, Srinivas garu, earlier the registration charges at once upon a time when the government of India insists, they went down up to 4%. మళ్ళా మేము 4% ఎప్పుడు చూడగలుగుతాం?
అంటే when compared to many states, and actually it was 6%. The lowest was 6%. Never it was 4%. Now it is 7.5%.
మన స్టేట్లో ఒకసారి
మన స్టేట్లో. So 7.5% of the stamp duty on the sale deed is quite reasonable when compared to many other states. Actually, other states, in some states it is 13.5% even today. So, yeah, certainly if the market value revisions takes place regularly and the government thinks we have proper revenues, because revenues are very important for the government to implement the welfare schemes. Huge appetite for the welfare schemes. So certainly government may consider for reduction of the stamp duty. It will help the middle class borrowers. Basically, when it is linked to the the real value, if the people show the correct value in the document, the government may plan or think to reduce the stamp duty according to the scale. Like if our market value is 50 lakh rupees per flat, but if the buyer is willingly showing 1 crore rupee, so we are getting lot of revenue out of that transaction, then the government may think to reduce the stamp duty in such cases at least. So there was a proposal. If we are waiting for the right time to.
Okay, and I will go further into that. Erstwhile AP and now Telangana is first in so many initiatives and unlimited FSI akkada ledu. Alage TSB pass. So దీంట్లో కూడా Telangana can be the role model for other state because of the higher registration charges, people are not actually showing the actual value in the document. So if the registration charges are at reasonable levels, they don't mind actually showing the actual value, which will also increase the registration or GST income onto the revenue of the government. So if that step was taken, I think slowly, maybe directly you cannot reduce from 7% to 4%. 0.5 regularly, if you actually cut it down, you can see the result. And another thing what actually from the association side we are requesting earlier also, if people are paying more than what is the card rate, suppose if at some place if it is 1 lakh, so if they are actually paying registration charges on 2 lakhs, so they are already paying more than the government prescribed rate. There actually, if there is scope, if you can give some concession, when they are paying more than the prescribed card rate, that is also will be encouraging to the end users and all the middle class buyers.
Yeah, uh, I'm not a supporter for this argument. Actually, the stamp duty is a deterrent to show the correct value. There are major reasons. There are other reasons. It depends on macroeconomics. You know better. So, if the people, suppose if I make say 6% or 5%, if somebody shows the real value, like if they are buying at 15 crore rupees per acre, and because the market value is, our book value is around say 1 crore. If they are willing to pay 15 crore rupees, but because of the stamp duty, if they are reducing, I am not fully endorsing. But to some extent, but my observation for the last 20 years in the department, in the registration department, yes, there is a need to encourage the honest taxpayer. We may reduce the stamp duty in respect of the portion which has been shown more than the market value of the department. It must be implemented. That is a recommendation by the department to the government also. We are waiting for the right time to.
Yeah, I think that is a good move. And slowly we can actually reach the bigger stage. So as per you, I think so many times we are hearing affordable housing. So as per you, what is the solution for reducing shortage of affordable housing?
Yeah, whether I am the right person to answer this, but affordable housing is the need of the hour, undoubtedly. But the thing is, what is the land value, uh, uh, maybe 10-kilometer radius of the city, outside the city? What is the land value after 15 kilometers? What is the land value after 20 kilometers? What is the connectivity? How they will travel? So if the land value is reasonable, certainly the builders will come forward and they may use the modern techniques to make housing cost effective. And the urban infrastructure, if it's going to support those colonies, certainly new housing will pop up all the sides of the city. But regarding the fundamental question always posed by the builders or the realtors is the land value is very high. Therefore, the affordable housing is a big question. So government must join with the real estate organizations to find the ways to see that the common man could afford housing of 700 square feet or 800 square feet. Thereby, all the middle class segment will get the comfort of having own house.
Yes, sir. I think from the association side also we request the government. Government only can provide a solution to the affordable housing before RERA is enforced. So in so many places, maybe because of different deviations, people are able to sell, developers are able to sell at 3,000, 3,500, 4,000. But since then, in the introduction of RERA, because they have to follow all the rules and regulations, and they are strictly constructing as per the sanction permission, the rates unexpectedly went up everywhere. Now it is minimum 4,000 to 5,000 in most of the locations, and the cost of construction also went up. So if the government join hands with the developers and offer land at different locations, I think we can find a solution for the affordable housing. Otherwise, most of the people, I think it is middle class people, it is not within the reach of a house. And the last question, sir, as a customer, generally, what is the expectations of a prospective purchaser while actually buying an apartment or house, whatever it is?
What are the
Expectations of a prospective purchaser?
The prospective purchaser, he always sees at the trustworthiness of the builder or the realtor, whether we are purchasing a plot or the house or an apartment. Certainly, if you make a promise, you please deliver. If you are not delivering, please don't make any promise. False promises will hurt not only the consumer, but in the long run, the realtor too. So suppose if you promising a timeline because of RERA and other interventions, there is some adherence, but still, suppose if you are delivering in 2 years, if you say like within 1 year or within 1.5 years, I'm going to deliver with that objective, if he buys, he is going to complain regarding the timelines. Likewise, the quality of the construction and post-sale maintenance and the amenities provided which were promised and the quality of the amenities. So keeping in view the like 30, 40 years of future, because they are going to enjoy the property, they are going to stay in the property for the next 30, 40 years, please ensure that what you promised, please deliver. Any prospective purchaser, they only see whether the real estate firm or the person is a trustworthy person. Only with mouth publicity, actually we saw that our small entities have grown multinational or international firms from Hyderabad. There are many success stories. It is because of the delivery, what they promised. Thank you.
Any advice for the developers or associations?
Any help?
Any advice?
Please ensure that there is no cheating by any member of the real estate firm, agent, because you always say that we are open, we are trying, but there are many stories where the people decamped with huge money collected from the middle class investors. My request is please take a proactive role in giving wide publicity and caution the common man that you should not be lured with such advertisements. Thereby you should not lose your hard-earned money because they are paying in cash, say 50 lakh rupees, 60 lakh rupees or 1 crore rupees. And these people citing some attractive stories, advertisements. Thereby you should not lose your hard-earned money because they are paying in cash, say 50 lakh rupees, 60 lakh rupees or 1 crore rupees. And these people citing some attractive stories, they are collecting huge money and decamping. We have seen so many NGOs. They may work together with the government to give the inputs from your side. Thereby, the common man is protected from all sides of frauds.
Yeah, from NAREDCO, I think we wish to caution most of the real estate agents who are guiding and advising the prospective buyers, nothing actually will come free of cost. So if something is offered at a very lower rate, I think you certainly should become suspicious and actually don't go for it. Before you make a purchase decision, actually all the purchasers or the real estate agents should advise their customers to actually study the background and track record of the developer before making a purchase decision. When actually they are spending their lifetime earnings, they should not just actually make a purchase decision just because based on the cost. On behalf of NAREDCO Telangana.
I will add one point.
Yes.
Yeah. After working for registration department for more than 2 decades, my advice to all the friends here, you are taking lot of effort in buying the land, in construction, in laying out the plots. You are putting lot of effort. Please be careful regarding the documentation part. Documentation is the most important element in the entire project life cycle. If we end up in litigation because of the defective title, or one person who is entitled has not been joined in the conveyance deed, or there is any existing litigation whether there is any prohibition either from the court or from the government, be careful, engage very professional firm or a person for taking care of your legal requirements. You invest, say, 50 crores or 100 crores, whatever the amount, it may be small or big, but depend on a right person to vet your documents, make 100% sure that there are no defects. And while drafting the documents also, there are some clerical errors. They are leading to so many queries from the banks when they have to be made bankable. So the credit is one issue when we present the documents before the banks. So we have to be 100% sure what we are writing, including the names of the persons, the names of the parties, Aadhaar numbers. Many agencies are asking Aadhaar numbers, they are being masked even though. The PAN numbers, the age, the schedule of the property details, the survey numbers, extent, and the boundaries. So we have to be very careful. Please ensure that proper documentation is made towards the PAN numbers, the age, the schedule of the property details, the survey numbers, extent, and the boundaries. So we have to be very careful. Please ensure that proper documentation is made towards when you purchase the bulk land, as well as when it is sold to the ultimate buyer. Because making rounds to many offices subsequently to revenue department or registration department, it has many problems, including the costs. This is my advice to all the friends here. Thank you.
శ్రీనివాస్ గారు, నారెడ్కో తెలంగాణ, రాజ్ న్యూస్ అండ్ హెచ్ఆర్ఏ తరఫున జనరల్గా మీరు పబ్లిక్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్కి ఎక్కువ రారు, సో వచ్చి వాళ్ళ మీ అనుభవాలు మాతో పంచుకున్నందుకు కృతజ్ఞతలు. థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి.
Thank you, Andy. From the government side, please talk positive about the economy, state. So economy runs on expectations. If we talk positive, if there are expectations, positive expectations, the economy grows. Unnecessarily, the loose talk or the negative talk, that result the sentiments to be hampered. So my request is, the government is with you. The government is willing. Honorable Chief Minister has assured many times, the government is with you. Don't entertain any negative thoughts regarding the growth of Hyderabad or growth of Telangana. We are with you always. Thank you very much.
సార్, మేము ఎప్పుడు మా పోయి మేము దవ్వుకోం, అందుకని రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ ఎప్పుడు బాగుందని చెప్తాము, ఎప్పుడు పాజిటివ్గా ఉందని చెప్తాము. విల్ ఆల్వేస్ ట్రై టు వర్క్ విత్ ది గవర్నమెంట్.
I know particularly about you and your team. Raj News also, thank you for this initiative. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Once again, sir, we pass.